All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Could you imagine your home opener getting booed? It couldn't be me. It couldn't be my favorite team. The Boston Celtics, in their home opener last night against the Toronto Raptors, got booed off the court. Booed off the court, man. They lost 115 to 83. It was an absolute massacre. And I know Raptors fans, I know you are all super hyped. Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. I post Raptors content 7 days a week. Just hit 8.5K subs today, trying to hit 10,000 by the end of the year. So all new subscribers, thank you guys so much. And all my reoccurring subscribers, thank you guys for watching. Scottie Barnes, dude, this guy is an absolute menace. I do have some comments that I forgot to mention in yesterday's recap. The first thing was the booing. They literally got booed in their home opener against a rival. That is, the Raptors must be feeling so good right now. The Celtics were pretty much at full strength, and the way I view this game for Toronto on the road, because this was huge, man. You just had your first game in Toronto in like 600 days, almost 200 years. You just don't really shoot the ball that well. It's a little sloppy, and you lose to the Washington Wizards. And you're going on the road to a division rival that's it's more than just basketball. Like, this is a legitimate rivalry here. These teams don't like each other. They don't like each other. The fan bases hate each other. Like, there is no love between the Celtics and Raptors. And the Raptors just embarrass them. It was complete embarrassment. Celtics fans are embarrassed right now. So another thing I wanted to mention was, and this is like right at the end of the game, they mentioned these Celtics announcers, which, by the way, oh my goodness gracious. Gotta stay a little kid friendly here, but I hate it. Like, they are so annoying. Brian Scalabrine is he's okay. I have love for him because of my Chicago Bulls, but the other guy is like, oh my god, dude. If you were watching the live stream, I was going at him way too hard, but he sounds like an idiot. He sounds like a legitimate idiot. And they were saying at the end of the game, like, it feels like the Raptors have 6 guys out here. Hell yeah, that's what you want to hear. The opposing announcers just talking about how hard the Toronto Raptors are clamping your team at home in the opener. Toronto's yet to give up 100 points so far this season, which is kind of cool. It's only been 2 games, but still, in today's NBA, like, all this three-point shooting, this fast-paced transition, to have 2 straight games giving up less than 100 points, I think that is a huge W. And then one last thing on the announcers. What game were they watching? Because there were so many different times in the game where, like, the Celtics would blatantly foul the Toronto Raptors. It would be like, I'm talking like that. Like, it's blatant. They're like, what are they doing? Anyways, Scottie Barnes, he demonstrated a lot last night, and I want to start off the Scottie Barnes discussion with a quote from Gary Trent Jr. This is from Josh Lewenberg. The advice Gary Trent Jr. gave Scottie Barnes during the game, quote unquote, they can't stop you. You're a problem. He is a problem. He's already kind of established himself as one of the leaders on this team. He has great defense. He is trying his hardest, got to lead by example. He has offensive skills. He has passing skills. He's got it all right now. And in this last game, as Gary Trent pointed out, he couldn't be stopped. You could not stop Scottie Barnes last night, even if you wanted to. 25 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 11 of 17 from the field, 1 of 2 from downtown. If you wanted to really nitpick this game, you could say, well, I'm actually kind of surprised Scottie Barnes only had 2 assists, or I'm kind of surprised Scottie Barnes had no defensive statistics. Well, past 2 assists doesn't count as an assist, and Scottie Barnes gets a lot of those past 2 assists. And also defensive statistics, if you were watching the game, he was making his defensive presence known. Let's take a look at Jaylen Brown. Let's get an update on Jaylen Brown. 46 points in his debut in the season opener. I keep saying debut. 46 points in the opener. Okay. How'd the Scottie Barnes treatment go? Oh, okay, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 13. Oh, a 7 from downtown. Oh, ooh. So that's the Scottie Barnes effect in full force right there. But one of the coolest things about last night was because the first quarter, the Raptors ended up tying that, and I think that was like a big turning point because Boston got off to a much better start. The thing about Boston is it was extremely sloppy. Like they were winning by a couple of points in the first quarter in the first couple of minutes, but they had like 4 turnovers. I mean, Toronto started the game 2 of 12 from the field, but they also had like 6 offensive rebounds because half of them were missed layups. But I mean, Boston had an opportunity to like kind of just get a good lead on Toronto in the first quarter, and they really effed that up. So Toronto, they took advantage. Their defense essentially kept them in that first quarter the entire time. I mean, the offense, it took until like the end of the first quarter for the offense to get going, and then after that, it was smooth sailing. 28 in the second, 33 in the third, 31 in the fourth, but it did take a little bit. This is kind of something I've been noticing with the Chicago Bulls in their debut against in their opener against the Pistons is their defense is really just key. If your defense can keep you in a game, I mean that's something a lot of teams can't really say, and so that's just a huge advantage that you have. And it was able to Scottie Barnes really offensively in the first quarter was all the Raptors really had. I mean he was really all that they really had. So the fact that he made a 3 pretty much within the first couple of minutes of the game, I mean, there was no hesitation on Scottie Barnes' 3. He made it, and that was a huge moment because if Scottie Barnes is not only like just comfortably and confidently taking a 3 ball to not open up the game, but in the early stages of the game, I mean, if I'm Boston, I'm sagging on Scottie Barnes the entire game. Like if Scottie Barnes gets the ball on the half court, I'm just gonna sag off of him and I'm gonna let him take it until he proves me he can make it. And what does Scottie Barnes do? I mean, immediately proves he can make it. And so what did Boston have to do? Well, you can't sag off anymore. So that really, not only does it open up the paint, but it's a huge confidence booster for Scottie Barnes. And we really saw it translate to the mid-range game. I mean, he did not have to take three-pointers after his first 2 attempts in the first quarter. So the mid-range was really working. I mean, he was scoring in the paint. He was scoring in the post, like scoring in transition. He can do so many different things. He had a monstrous putback at some point in the game. Offensively, Scottie Barnes really demonstrated a lot of things. And then, like I said, I mean, it's Scottie Barnes Island, dude. It's like being guarded by Darrelle Revis in 2014. Like, you don't want that. You don't want that. Like I said, Jaylen Brown, 9 points. Yeah, good game, Jaylen. Like, welcome to the NBA, Scottie. That's what Boston fans were expecting to say. Boston fans were thinking Jaylen Brown was about to drop 40, and they were about to be like, welcome to the NBA. I thought Marcus Smart owned the North. He had a really solid, impressive game. I'm glad he's their starting point guard. 0 points, 0 rebounds, 5 assists. And here's the best part. 0 of 6 from the field, 0 of 4 from downtown. Great game, Marcus Smart. So, yeah. Clamp City from all of the Raptors, and specifically Scottie Barnes. I think he's just an absolute menace, and I think that the league, I don't think the league is really ready for him. Maybe now they're a little bit more on notice. I mean, there's a little bit of attention going on with Toronto right now just because it was such a statement win. I mean, it's like a 32-point win. It's just a huge statement win. So the media NBA basketball media is talking about it a little bit, but it's not, I'm not talking too much about Scottie Barnes specifically. So that's it for today, guys. If you enjoy it, hit the like button, hit that sub button. Like I said, I post Raptors videos every single day. Just hit 8.5K, man. Thank you guys so much. You got my video yesterday to like almost 4,000 views, and that's insane. Like an insane statistic. So thank you for all the likes and the comments. They really help out the algorithm. So if you're still watching right now, go ahead, give some comments down below. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys later.